oh, and you see so many girls' heads pop up.
What was this attitude that if you don't succeed, you have to just give up on it? Then you weren't really passionate about it to begin with.
Exactly.
So I started telling him about this production studio, and he goes, hey man, like, I've been making movies for like 20 years. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, no, I'm serious. And then I saw his work and I was like, oh, you're like serious, bro. Like, not just like, not just movie, like real movies. Like, you've seen his work before. Like, if it doesn't work out, okay, I'm going to keep trying to make movies because I love making movies. But like this attitude, and Dave Chappelle called it a brittle spirit. This attitude that if you don't succeed, you have to just give up on it. Then you weren't really passionate about it to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah. You almost have to be self-deluded to be like, I'm going to be told no. People are going to mock me. People are going to criticize my stuff. People are going to slam doors in my face. None of that matters because I'm going to keep pushing forward. And then the final part of that is understanding the current landscape of social media and how it actually has made movie stars and stars that are the modern day stuff. The reason Rachel Zegler is a star is because they found her on the internet. And she was huge and she was massively popular. Part of the reason, unfortunately, part of the reason Justin Bieber is who he is because of the internet. A lot of these people.
I was one of those people that followed Justin Bieber before he became Justin Bieber.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wow.
Yeah. Way back in the day when I used to look up like music covers and all that kind of stuff and singing, I found his videos of him doing like certain covers of like Usher songs and different ones like that. So then next thing you know, when I hear the, I heard that and I was like, wait, hold on. What? You know, it was funny though. So this is a little peek into like a little personal, but it's funny. It's funny. So, you heard me just sing that little piece. I used to be able to hit that just like Justin Bieber. And I'm going to tell you, man. So I went to a high school, Classical Academy High School here in Escondido in California. Not a lot of black people there. Not a lot of black people at that school. Yeah, so a lot of people, a lot of Justin Bieber's audience are at that school. Yeah. so you know, as a young guy that wants to try to impress these girls and whatnot, one of the easiest things that I would be able to do to get the girls' attention is just hit that note. It'll be, I don't know if it was like, I don't want to call it a mating call because that sounds wild, but it'll be like,
I mean, listen, if it works.
I remember sitting there and my friend come to me, he was like, yo, Antoine, you know that Justin Bieber song, do it. And we had this big room and we call it the study hall room. Everybody's sitting there talking and doing the work and all that kind of stuff. And I'll be sitting there like, oh, and you see so many girls' heads pop up.
What was that? Yeah, exactly. That's funny, bro. Yeah.
And man, listen, man. If
it works, it works, bro.
It works, man. You got to do what you got to do sometimes, But hey, so you mentioned that you with Epic Verse Studios, you guys haven't put out anything yet. You're still in your infantile stage, right? Yep. You're still building up and everything like that. I know you guys have worked on some projects. We even showed some of your trailers and all that kind of stuff. You have a couple projects that I've been informed of, Blood and Water, and then Reflections, and then I know you're working with Jay, Drunk 3PO, to get to do the animation for his Achromatic Chronicles, which is the all ages book, and he has blue and green out now. When you're going through that, because that's going to be an interesting thing, and I think the animation thing might be. I'm interested to see, and primarily because I've seen with Rippaverse and Rippaverse Studios, kind of getting into the animation and all that kind of stuff. I'm interested to see if what they've been able to do and what you guys are what you guys are able to do, and if you guys are able to kind of do a collab and all that kind of stuff and do all that. I love to see people work together, so I think that'd be pretty interesting. But for those projects, well, first off, just because I mentioned those, can you give the people a little bit of a breakdown as to what those projects are? Specifically, Reflection, because that's the one you guys did in that like hotel or hospital or whatever like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah. So like all of our projects, in the point of all of our projects is like to showcase us going through the process of learning how to make movies. We understood that we were amateur filmmakers. We weren't thinking, I know a lot of people think the narrative is that we think we're better than people in Hollywood. I do not think that. I'm not better than Quentin Tarantino at making movies. Heck, I'm not better than I'm not better at Taika Waititi than making movies, but I want to get there. And I'm passionate about that. And part of it was like, you know, with Reflection, we had just found a new team of people that we wanted to work with when it came to like the cinematography and, you know, some of the production design. We knew we were taking it to another level, which one of the guys on our podcast, his name is Chaz, or he goes by Rough Night. Shout out to Chaz. He's been in the industry for 20 plus years, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time. And I didn't know he worked in the movie industry. So I started telling him about this production studio, and he goes, hey man, like, I've been making movies for like 20 years. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, no, I'm serious. And then I saw his work and I was like, oh, you're like serious, bro. Like, not just like, not just movie, like real movies. Like you've seen his work before. And I'm like, holy cow. So he goes, he says, I'm going to help you guys get to level 1. I'm going to help you guys do that because I believe in what you're doing. And so Reflection was, you know, we went and looked through a lot of local, cinematographers, and I started noticing this thing. I was like, everybody kind of looks the same. Everybody shoots the same stuff, all the independent stuff. Not that, no knock to independent movies at all, but there's not a lot of, everything's very homogenized because everybody's trying to do the same thing. And we found this one guy and I said, man, I don't know. He kind of seems like he has an eye for something.